Well, the last couple days have been kind of cold and rainy, and the next few will also be rainy, but we've had nice days when it matters. Like we were at Watkins Glen yesterday, and today we're doing a little wine tour.
We are. We're doing another tour with Experience the Finger Lakes, which is the waterfall tour we did a couple videos ago. This time we're doing the fine wines of Seneca Lake. I think it's Seneca, fine wines of Southwest Seneca. We're going to be going to at least, I think, 3 wineries, a really cool place for lunch, and we're going to learn about the wine while we're there and actually meet the owners.
Yes, before you tune out thinking, oh, this is just going to be them drinking again. Yes, there is a component where you're drinking, but this is also about the experience of winemaking as well. That's why you pay to go on a tour like this.
Yes, we're going to learn so much, and I'm super excited to do all the pairings they have set up and learn from the winemakers, and we're going to take you along with us. So
that's right.
Let's go.
First step, we need to be picked up, and we're shuttled to every winery, so we don't even have to worry about transportation.
Exactly. Okay, let's go.
And this is the best day it can be for all of you. Those of you that did not book the tour today, now is a good time to turn to your friend or partner that did book the tour, give them a big hug and a kiss. The property was originally a peach and apple orchard, actually, which a lot of these vineyard land were at that time. Stop number 1.
There you go. Do we? So this is in a 4-pack. Technology is such that it tastes the same out of the can as it does out of the bottle. You can start to see where the buds are going to be for the clusters of grapes. To me, we're behind because we've had such a cold, wet, gray. In about a month, this is going to look complete. Retired from dentistry in Maryland in 1951 and grew for Welch's grape juice. All the other places we grew for 30 years ago when we opened, we stopped growing for. You can make white wine from a red grape. So you have to let it ferment on the skin. I don't know why it's called a frog, but it's called a frog. It's kind of cone-shaped used to pick up color from the skin itself. So that tape does all of that for us. The only white wine we put in oak is Chardonnay, so all of that's for us. Was bottled on that bottling line, which is specifically for bottling sparkling wine, the sparkling and the style you're drinking. And they're not as high-tech as the Europress. The Europress can do 14 tons at once. The reason we kept the other 2 is that they have enough pressure to crush frozen grapes. Because we kept those 2 because we make 2 different dessert wines by pressing frozen grapes. Into the bottles, which is heavier than oxygen, so it keeps the wine from getting oxidized, sending cardboard particles out. The wine comes through into the empty boxes, through the taper, and there you have 100 barrels, like say 60 to 65 gallons a piece. But the ones that you see like the vineyards on are very specifically made for us with New York State oak, and that's what we make our Chardonnay in. You pull about 60% out, goes through a secondary fermentation, and what that does is convert malic acid, which is harsher, to lactic, which is like lactose, buttery, gives it this nice buttery balance.
So we've only tasted 1 wine and only been to 1 vineyard yet, but I've already learned so much more about wine than I ever knew before. And we even learned how to taste, which we will be doing here in a few minutes. We'll be tasting even more wine, so I'm super excited.
And now it's photography time.
It is. We're all getting pictures by the vines. I would love to see this in the fall when it's all beautiful in the summer.
There's a little chocolate barrel for you. In this kind of bottle, and so as long as we don't change that up, can continue to call it port. This is a full-size wine bottle.
We may have walked out of the first winery with like 4 bottles.
But they give you discounts because you're on the tour. So, and the wine here, was super affordable, but really good. So we got a couple different things that we hadn't really tried that we can't find in Arizona. Awesome. Awesome first stop. I think the next stop is lunch. But there may also be wine and beer involved.
Start you off.
Table wine.
Wine glass. I Sorry. Thank you. Not only do we get amazing size, but look at that burger.
You brought me a napkin? It's a coffee porter. That's perfect.
A little bit more than those?
We finally found a chance in 20 to win all its junk and Scott's mother.
You're great, but we
Welcome to Barnstormer. I digress. Cheers, everybody. Welcome.
Cheers.
My name's Stella. I'm the taste room manager here, and I'll be your tasting. I don't know if I just told you, but I used to work for Experience Finger Lakes. So I last season I did tours just like he's doing. So I have the benefit of both sides of the experience here. If you guys have questions at any point about Barnstormer, about the Finger Lakes, about the wine, feel free to let me know. And I've been in the wine industry for almost 7 years now, so I'd like to think I'm pretty knowledgeable about wine in the Finger Lakes. But, you know, maybe you'll throw me off. Who knows? So Barnstormer Winery is very, very small production, which is intentional. We never produce more than 3,000 cases annually. We usually stick between 2,500 to 2,800 cases, and that way we can really focus on quality.
So that concludes stop number 3. We have one more vineyard we're going to, or one more tasting room. So far we've done a big immersive tasting at the first winery with a full tasting with some chocolate at the end. Then we went and had lunch at the Wienery, which was delicious. Had a little bit of wine and beer there. And then now we're here at Barnstormer, which is an old barn. Very old barn. And we had a full sit-down tasting here, which was phenomenal. So I can't wait to see what the next place holds. Great tour so far. It's like perfect for a wine glass. Right there.
That's really cool.
That's really
So what you get on tours like this is not only the wine experience, but there's lunch, there's transportation. Everything is planned for you. It's basically just you show up and everything is good, and really you don't really have to think about much, but just enjoying yourself. You also get to learn a lot.
Yeah, like I have learned more on this trip about wine than I have learned in my entire life about wine. It's only been a few hours, so pretty awesome. Oh, it's like locked.
Okay, convenient sized bottles.
Everybody having a good day?
Wonderful, yeah.
Aren't these tours fantastic?
They are.
It's like, here we go.
Sir?
Yeah, no problem.
Let me pour you.
Yeah, I always have to make sure it's okay.
We appreciate that.
So I got into wine a long time ago, where you pick early, you ferment to dryness, you add the sugar, you have your secondary fermentation. This is actually our 2018 Cabernet Franc Rosé done in a sparkling style. So, yeah, this is a lot. So what I have going on right now, and I'm doing this on like the micro scale, right, compared to what we usually do. So I don't usually just do a bottle at a time. Before that, you've got all the yeast in there that you've got to try and get out. So this one's been riddled, but without that process, you can see all the yeast gradually coming back down, and it would be a really cloudy wine. Everything is settling at this point into a little bidule, which we place in before the crown cap goes on in the bottle. So low, the thermometer won't even read it. That's in Celsius. So we're probably like minus 30 degrees Celsius right now. When I flip it upside down, all the yeast is up there, frozen right into the neck. It's not causing the wine to get cloudy at all. And you can actually even see like part of the yeast just like frozen right up above the edge. This is a fun little tool we call a disgorging tool. $80 for this thing. Isn't that ridiculous? So at this point, we can just pop it off. And you can actually see right here, a lot of the yeast is frozen right into the tip of the neck. Some of the other yeast sprayed off.
The color changes over time?
So the color doesn't change. The dosage that I added looked totally clear. Will lighten the color of a wine. And so it stays in like a constant 58 to 60 degrees all year long. Almost always agglomerated on the top. And then we have natural cork discs. So these are double disc. That's a pretty high quality champagne cork. I'm always spilling. I'm like, I'm not a sommelier. So hydrogen is the base for acids, right? So, and it's kind of an opposite number. So the lower the pH, the more potential acid something has.
Finishing up the wine tour here at Belangelo. Look at this setting behind us. Man, they have quite the area here.
We had
They clearly leave the best for last.
I know. The wine tasting room here, the views, oh my goodness. Like, we need to come back and just have a glass of wine and sit here. It'll be amazing.
Absolutely.
But this whole tour has been amazing. We have gotten to learn so much about wine, tasted so many different types that we would probably never have tasted.
That's right.
Learned about sparkling wine here. Like, we actually got to see
they do a lot of sparkling wine at this place in particular.
Yeah. It's just been an amazing experience. We've learned so much and had such an amazing time, and it's been, oh my goodness, such beautiful.
That's the nice thing about this tour, and other tours probably like it, but especially this one, it's not about getting drunk. It's not about just drinking a bunch of wine. It's about the experience, learning about winemaking, actually talking with the head winemakers and the owner at this place.
And this whole experience was fantastic. So if you have a chance and you're in this area, you should definitely check out Experience the Finger Lakes.
Absolutely.
And their tours, and if you can, do this, which is the Southwest Seneca Wine Tour.
Yeah, if for whatever reason you don't come here, just make it a stop on your next outing, like maybe the next day or something, or maybe the same day if you're properly motivated.
Whole experience.
I don't think there's anything left to be said, except for this view. Let's end it with this view. They're probably waiting for us now back in the van.
They probably are.
Like, where are those two YouTubers? I wish they would just get here already.